I'm Marianne Johnson, one of the instructors at Heritage Institute. Some of my teacher friends have asked me, how do you write a book about teaching? And so one of the decisions that you would have to make, if that's something you like to do, is what format would you like? Would you like to do a question and answer? Or would you like to do a journal of your work day by day? Or would you like to write a letter to students? Or maybe you just like to do some stories from your career in teaching. That's something that I tried to do. I've got my book. It's called Stories from Planet Public School. And to do this book, I had to reduce the mini stories that I thought would be useful to the stories that I thought would show students doing something important on certain days, or funny things that happened when we were doing something and I got embarrassed, or something hilarious happened with them. And so I selected out the stories that would be a good mix. That's another thing, to reduce the number down to the ones that really matter. I chose to call it Stories from Planet Public School because I wanted to have memorable examples for student teachers. That was one of my goals. And I also thought high school students would be able to read it, or graduates, because it should bring back good memories and set some examples of the good times people have when they're in their school days. One of the things that I also wanted to accomplish in my book was to put a light on public schools so that people would understand how important they are in our culture, in our democracy, and how I felt that being a safe place and a really vital place would be important for the world to see. So that's my why for a book, and I hope that besides having that aspect of a book for you, you might remember that sometimes there are things that happen that are pretty darn embarrassing. Often my friends say, I just never know what to do when that happens. And I tried to put a few of those stories in my book. Sometimes you just have to say, I've just got to laugh at this. And I had an example that happened when I was teaching in my high school history class, and it was springtime and the windows were open, and a bee came in, and the kids really took an interest in batting it down and making sure that whatever we were doing wasn't nearly as important. So of course I tried to refocus them, and my advice was, remember, bees won't hurt you if you don't hurt them, so don't bat at them. Then I turned around and started writing on the whiteboard, and in a few minutes I get a strong sting in the back of my neck. This is an example of the kind of things that can happen, and you just have to learn to say, well, I just have to laugh at myself, because that's also an important part of how to deal with emergencies or plans or funny things that happen when you're in your career as a teacher. I hope this will be a little help to you, and feel free to contact me if you have some questions when you're trying to write your book.